back again. This week we wanted to go back to your birth chart, what you got from the internet last week. Last week we did manage to get the birth chart within no time. That was great. Now you all know how to get your birth chart, just to have a look at the planetary positions and how they are placed and in which zodiac signs, etc. But I wanted to show you today why we look at the birth chart and what are the most important areas that we look at the birth chart and what are the components there, etc. So let us have a quick look on my screen so that it will help you to learn more from the birth chart that you got from the internet last week. So let's go back to the screen and have a quick look. Now we are on my screen. Now let me explain a few things which will be very interesting to know before we look at the components in the birth chart. Now, what is Vedic astrology? Just to remind you, Vedic astrology, an accurate predictive science, but not 100%, I have to tell you. It's an accurate predictive science, not 100%. You need to wait and take it. That's very important. Nothing is 100% correct. And it's a divine spiritual science subject, predictive science. And it's known as Indian astrology or Hindu astrology. In Sanskrit, Jyotish. Jyoti means light. Rishi means God, light of God in Sanskrit. So that's about Vedic astrology. And let's have a look at this. Is it similar to tarot card reading or psychic reading or clairvoyance, coffee cup reading, fortune telling? There's so many things happening. Tarot, psychic reading, clairvoyance, coffee cup reading, fortune telling. Is it similar to that? No. It is not. It is totally different. But it has some similarity to Western astrology. However, Vedic astrology is much advanced and highly predictive, and it has more in-depth techniques there. So it is none of all of that in Vedic astrology. So that's important to understand Vedic astrology. And now I said Vedic astrology and Western astrology, two differences. Now Vedic astrology, it's sidereal zodiac. You can learn about that from the internet more. I'm not going to explain all that in detail. Vedic astrology is sidereal. It's a square chart. We can make it a round chart, but they are square. Even what you got from the internet, it's a square chart. It's very philosophical and very spiritual. Very spiritual. Connected with karmic journey. That is the map of your karma. And it's over 5,000 years old. And planetary periods are there, known as dashas and subdivisions and a lot of things. And there are a lot of additional charts, varga charts. We can make a chart for health, wealth, property, asset, finance, relationship and marriage, everything. And we don't use Uranus, Neptune or Pluto or asteroids, etc. in Vedic astrology. But in the Western astrology, it's a tropical zodiac, mainly round charts, psychological, about 1,000 years old, no dashas as such, and varga charts not there. Outer planets and asteroids are there. So this is generally the differences between Vedic astrology and the Western astrology. Now, how can this help you? That is important to know. How can this help us to make correct decisions and to gain clarity on issues such as relationship, career, finance, family issues, so many things. Whatever connected to our life, health, wealth, property, asset, children, career, finance, relationship, we can apply Vedic astrology, astrological research to take better decisions. But that doesn't mean your problems in career or finance or relationship will be solved by Vedic astrology. That is not. Vedic astrology will help you to get better, to look at it in a different way, how to handle critical positions, critical situations in life, and then to understand your strength and weaknesses. Yes, why not? If you can understand your weaknesses, you can find ways to correct it. And if your strength, you can find ways to utilize it wisely. That's very important. And then to learn when things could change in your life. This I have seen very often, it's pretty correct. When things going to come to limelight. This is fairly accurate, 80% I would say it's accurate. And then to understand the value of spirituality, compassion, loving kindness, that's very important. The value of it is very important. It is all connected to Vedic astrology. Then to understand the strength of our mind, action and sensual pleasure or relationship and spirituality, to understand the value, strength in those things. So all of the above will empower you to take correct decisions and to step forward wisely and positively without worrying about the challenges that we face daily. What we do most of the time, we cry about our challenges. We are not trying to understand why, how can we correct it. We sometimes often cry. But Vedic astrology findings will empower you to take correct decisions and to step forward wisely, positively, while practicing a spiritual lifestyle. So that's going to help you. It's not going to harm you. But you got to know with whom to discuss this, and you got to know the limits, not to get carried away thinking that Vedic astrology or these birth charts will solve all your problems. No, that's not happening. This is a good helping tool. So this is very important. I wanted to bring you to this diagram. Vedic astrology is to find how strong we are in our mind, action or livelihood, relationships or pleasurable things, and spirituality. It's very important to find out how strong in our mind, our doctrine, our philosophy in the mind, how strong, and our action or livelihood, what we do in day-to-day life, how strong. Then the relationship and pleasurable activities, what we do, how strong or how weak. And the spiritual side, how strong and how weak. That is important. So therefore, in this sample chart I got on the other day, even you can look at your chart, I have put certain numbers. There are 4 different triangle systems here. This is pretty profound thing. You have to listen to this very carefully. 4 different triangles. Now look at the triangles, look at the position with number 1, number 5, number 9 in purple. In purple background, purple letters, number 1, number 5 and number 9. That is 1, 5, 9 of the horoscope. First house, fifth house as the 9. That makes a triangle, isn't it? Look, 1, 5, 9 make a triangle. That is, you can look at your chart. So 1, 5, 9 help us to evaluate how your mind and the knowledge and the wisdom and your doctrine, your mind works. That is 1, 5, 9. It's one of the most important things. The mind, how the mind works, how we acquire knowledge, how we use it. This is mind, main triangle, 1, 5, 9. That's very important. Then we have, now imagine once you develop the mind, we learn, we study, we listen to people, we get life experience, we develop the mind and we develop knowledge. What do we do with that once we develop the knowledge? That's a question. Then we have to put it into action. That is the triangle with number 2, number 6 and number 10 in green color. Number 2, number 6, number 10. That is known as action and livelihood or karma triangle, action. So whatever we studied and we learned and we gathered, we develop our mind, we utilize that in day-to-day activities. Day-to-day activities. Now going back to that number 1, that is your head. Number 5 is the place for in-depth learning. Number 9 is the place for blessings from the past life and the lucky house. You got to have the blessings from the past life. You got to have the ability to search in depth, and your mind can gather the information. That is the 159 triangle. You search in depth. You got to have the ability to do that. You got to have blessings from the past life and to gather it to the mind. So you develop the knowledge. And then what you do with the second triangle, that is the action or karma triangle. Number 2, green color. Number 6, number 10. That makes a triangle again. Number 2, number 6, number 10. Now, number 2, what is that second house? That is the house for finance and money. That is the house of finance and money mainly. Wealth. And what is number 3? Number 3, service, or the number 6, sorry, number 6 in green color. That is service to people. It's a service-oriented house. And what is number 10? 10th house, karma, action house. So with that knowledge we gathered from the first triangle, 159, we apply it to 269, 10, 2610. 10 is the action, generate an income by providing service. Action, number 10. Number 2, generating an income, and number 6, by providing a service. So that's important. So now we have learned, we do activities, we generate an income. So what do you do next? Now you are a knowledgeable person, you are working and generating an income. What do you do next? Next is we have to think about these 3, 7, 11 houses. 3, 7 and 11. That is the triangle for sensual pleasure, relationship, and dealing with family, kith and kin, and the family and friends. So this is all relationship, sensual pleasure and enjoyment. So when we generate an income, we need to, this is number 3, that is our siblings, younger siblings. And number 11, older siblings. And what is number 7 is the relationship, our family and friends, those who are close with us, and even number 11, friends. So this is all siblings, relationship, marriage. Number 7, 7th house is very popular for marriage. And then friends, elder siblings, younger siblings, relationship. So we enjoy with them. We live in harmony with them. That is important. That is relationship and pleasure. We do pleasurable activities and we develop good relationship. That's what the triangle 3, 7, 11 says. So first one, 159, you develop the mind. 159, develop the mind and learn and gather information. And then we go to the second triangle, 2, 6, 10. 2, 6, 10. That is, we do activities, we work, we provide service and generate an income. So now we have money, wealth, work, and then what do we do with that? We enjoy a happy, harmonious life with relationship, with siblings, with friends, with elder siblings, relatives, friends, society. We enjoy. That's good. So is that all? No. If that is all, then life won't we'll be happy. There's another thing, but most of us, we forget that. The fourth triangle, that is number 4, number 12, number 8. Number 4, number 12, number 8 is the fourth triangle. That is very important. Any of these things, mind development, action, and making money and enjoying with family will not help unless you have good planets for 4th, 8 and 12. That is spirituality. That is very important. Spirituality is very important. Now what is last room? This is a big building with 12 rooms. This is a big building with 12 rooms. The last room kept for silent retreat, meditation and spirituality. This is the moksha sthana, moksha, seeking for spiritual liberation. This is good. The last room. Last room, the door is open. Learning to let go. Things go out of that house. Learning to let go, spiritual values. Then we have Number 8, 8th house. 8th house is for metaphysics, mysticism, occult, astrology, esoteric things. That means spirituality connected with unseen God, goddess, and planets. We talk about planets, all metaphysical, but got to have an understanding about these things metaphysically. And that is the spiritual house connected with God, goddess, and planets. The top one is spirituality connected with self-realization, meditation, etc. Charitable activities, all that. And then we come to this. This is your heart, your chest, the desire, the desire for spiritual liking. So the connection there should be between the 12th house and the 4th house and the 8th house, some connection that will develop the spiritual values. So this is what I look at a birth chart. First of all, how is his mind? How is livelihood and action? How is the sensual pleasure and enjoyment with family? What is the gift of spirituality? In Sanskrit, we say 159 is the Dharma triangle, Dharma action, Dharma knowledge, 159 triangle. And the 2, 6, 10 triangle, 2, 6, 10 triangle is action, artha, karma, action. Artha means artha, finance, artha and karma, 2, 6, 10. And then we have 3, 7, 10. That is the most important. 3, 7, 10, many. That is the karma. Karma means pleasurable things, relationship, etc. And then we have, for many it's lacking. They don't think about this. Moksha, that is 4, 8, and 12. Spiritual life. So this is very important in Vedic astrology. To see these, how planets, how positions are, how good they are. But that may be difficult for you to evaluate. That's why you need to consult an astrologer and discuss these things in detail. That's very important. That's the most important thing. So now to remind you again, basic components in Vedic astrology chart. You got the chart, birth chart, horoscope, or you call it Janma Kundali, Janma Patrika, or Handahana in Sri Lanka. We have 12 houses, as I said on the other day. 12 houses starting from the first house. We have 12 zodiac signs, Aries to Pisces. 12 zodiac signs, Aries to Pisces. Then we have 9 planets. That is Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. We have 9 planets. Then we have 27 nakshastras, constellations. Don't worry about that. They are very advanced. 27 constellations. You will learn it later. You can find it out. But these are the basic components in the chart. Now, let's have another look. 12 signs. Again, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Those are first six signs. Always Aries is the number 1. Number 2 is Taurus. Number 3 is Gemini. Number 4 Cancer. Number 5 Leo. Number 6 Virgo. That is the number that you get printed when you do it in a software in the center of the chart. Not the house number. Please keep it in mind. And then we have 7th one Libra. Scorpio. Here you can see the Scorpio. And the Secretariat here, man with bow and arrow like that. Capricorn, 10th zodiac sign. Our sample chart last week, we saw number 10 Capricorn and number 11 Aquarius, number 12 Pisces. So those are the 12 zodiac signs. It's very important to know which zodiac sign, which planet is there. Then you can study the dignity and the strength of the planets. Then we have 9 planets, Graha, 9 planets, Sun. Sun is a planet, but I said last time it's a star, but let us consider it as a planet, Sun. Then the Moon, then Mars, then Mercury. Okay, there are 4 planets here. Then we have Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And then we have 2 lunar nodes, that is the Rahu, North Node, and the Ketu, South Node, invisible shadowy positions here. They are not planets. So 9 planets we say anyhow. So this is how it works in Indian Vedic astrology. Now you know a lot about your chart, where to have a look. Let's stop from the screen.
So now last week and this week, in these two videos we did learn a lot. The last week we got the birth chart and we did learn how to find the position of planets, and this time we did learn why we look at horoscope and how we can evaluate the position of planets and what is the very reason, what are the basic components, and to see how beautiful to understand how your mind works and how you apply mind for day-to-day work and how you use it for sensual pleasure and to upkeep a good relationship and harmony with family and friends, and then at the end, without neglecting spirituality, how much you put effort for spiritual values. This is a combination in our journey. There are people I have seen, they are sometimes highly educated. They are professors, they are highly educated and they have a lot of money. So the first triangle is very good for them. The second triangle, action and work pretty good. But they are separated, they don't have relationship, they don't have connection with children. Sad, isn't it? That is because that the third triangle, relationship, the planets are not the best. And then I have people I have seen, they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, they go and enjoy every other night in casinos and pubs and spending money and buying flashy cars and spending a lot of money. Because they have money, that is the second triangle. However, the income is there and they enjoy a lot sensual pleasure, pleasurable activities. That is the third triangle. But they lack the first one, no mind, no knowledge how to use that, and no spiritual values. So most of us, sometimes we don't find the balance here. The balance is very important. Now imagine if I go to a monastery, see a monastic life of those who are in, we'll say, Buddhist clergy, the monastic life, they don't have money. They don't have money, they have no wealth. And then they are not connected to the family and friends, like no pleasurable activities. They don't go dancing and enjoying. So the second, wealth related they don't have, but they don't have family and friends connection that much. But they have developed their mind and what else? Spiritual values. They have developed a lot of spiritual values. So the first triangle and the last one is good for them. They are in the monastic life. So we as lay people, we got to have a balance. I am not asking you to give up all that. We got to have a balance. We should learn how to maintain the balance. That means use your mind, utilize your mind, get knowledge and work appropriately, earn a living, and then have a good family and friends and with children, and then lead a spiritual life. That's the balance as lay people. So how nice is that Vedic astrology to evaluate like that. So we did learn a lot, and this type of videos, it takes a little bit of time. I can't do it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so sorry for taking time, and we'll come back again. I'm Theja. Bye-bye.